And what's up, guys? Garganus 5 here again. Sitting here, get my helmet fastened down. It's another beautiful day out here in North Carolina. So, weather's been pretty nice. I was talking about all kinds of crazy storms. There was a couple clouds in the sky. Looked like it might have rained a little bit last night, but wasn't too bad. No. Cold start. Little bike don't run too bad when it's been warm. I'm trying out a new mic placement and figure out how the audio does. Bit of a cold-natured beast. Good running little bike though, so I can't really complain. But today we are taking a little ride up to a place a good friend of mine runs. Well, he's currently relocating. It's a place called 8-Bit World. He's been running it for a little while, but he just got lucky and had a chance for a better shop. And so I know I was talking yesterday about the places, mom and pop's places around there being closed and stuff, and he's the closest thing to a regular business around here now anymore, really. I mean, you know, of course, you know, this little town here, we got, you know, all state train, all this stuff, you know, a couple little shops, stuff like that. So, you know, it's like I said, it's a little small town, so I mean, and there's the tractors I've been talking about. But so it's a laid back little town, but unfortunately there isn't a whole lot in the way of anything else. I mean, it's a great retirement community, but other than that, I don't know that I'd really want to do much else here. Unfortunately, around here, a lot of the kids and stuff get tied up in, you know, drugs and alcohol and all that stuff because, well, there's nothing really else to do around here. I mean, I understand, you know, I went through my phase where I did a little bit of everything, and, well, I occasionally drink a beer now, and that's about it. But, no, I'm riding up here to see my buddy. I don't want to say his name because I don't know if he'll be cool about it. I don't even know if I'll even upload this. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, but, he's a really cool guy. He's just trying to, you know, make his ends meet. And 8-Bit World being the name of it, he specializes in older video game systems and stuff like that. He's everything down to, you know, he's even got like a Commodore 64, you know, stuff like that. And he's got a couple of Ataris, carries regular Nintendos, Super Nintendos, Nintendo 64s, GameCubes, you know. He is just barely starting to get a little bit into some of the newer consoles, but mostly he tries to just focus on, you know, vintage stuff. Yeah. I don't know if I'll be able to get a chance to get a shot inside of the shop today or not, because like I said, he is just moving everything over there now. So once he gets everything set up, I'll try to get in there and get a actual a shot of the inside of the building, which from my understanding, you know, it's a lot better of a building than he had before. Hopefully, you know, he'll be happier, and hopefully he'll see a little bit of better business over there, because honestly, his prices are fairly economical, especially with this idiot is going to pass me before it's even 55 right here. But he's fairly economical with his pricing. He gives everybody, you know, the benefit of the doubt. If you you bring something in, you know, it's game related, he will try to find a way to work with you on it. You know, he will do a little bit of trade in. Of course, you know, he's going to try to make a little bit of money off of it, but he's one of the most down-to-earth people I've ever met as far as expectations and versus what you pay for versus what you get. He's a very nice guy, and but at the same time, you know, oh God, thing gonna blow me off the road. But try to, like I said, he does sell a lot of the older game systems. He has a lot of the old games in stock. Carries a lot of the old Nintendo games, the old Sega Genesis games, stuff like that. Me, I'm a fairly avid gamer, so playing a lot of games has been a big part of my life because, like I said, unfortunately, small town here, you don't have a whole lot to do. I'm actually leaving out of my small town and going to a little bit of a bigger town, which is about 15-20 minutes away from my house. And it's, you know, it's a bigger town, but it's nothing really. You know, it's still got that small town mentality. It's just, like I said, there's just nothing here major except for Charlotte. But growing up, you know, I played a lot of video games because I enjoyed hanging out with friends and partying and stuff like that. But then my friends started liking to get into trouble and, you know, stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy, like I said before, raising a little bit of hell. But I'm just not the type of guy to want to get myself locked up. And trying to avoid that, I try to stay in the concept of where I, you know, play my games and hang out at the house. I do play music. I've been playing guitar for 20 plus years, playing bass for almost 20 years. I played bass for a blues rock band my sister actually sang in. I actually played bass for them for about 6 or 7 years. But, you know, it was never really my thing. I enjoy playing music with other people. That's the biggest reason. It's fun. But the only reason, you know, is just because there were no other musicians that really like to play the kind of music I enjoy to play. You know, coming from, like I said, this small town, the most thing that you're going to hear people playing is, you know, and there's nothing wrong with this, but, you know, Leonard Skinner and, you know, country and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, all this music has its place, and I've listened to a little bit of all of it myself a little bit over the years. But I just, I personally prefer, you know, heavy metal. You know, I'm a big heavy metal head. I do listen to a little bit of rap, some of the rock. You know, I respect all the older rock bands, you know, especially like AC/DC and stuff like that. They really paved the way for, I believe, paved the way for some of the newer music nowadays, you know. But as far as it goes, I listen to, and I know I might get critiqued for this one, but I really enjoy listening to stuff like Avenged Sevenfold, Slipknot, Mushroom Head. Pantera was one of my biggest influences. You know, Dimebag Darrell was one of my big influences as a guitar player, and he was a very good guitar player. You know, I would say one of the greats. But as all good things do come to an end, unfortunately, he passed away. You know, and that was kind of the death of one of my heroes, which kind of brought me into the reality of the morality of life. You know, and you know, it's a sad reality, but at the same time, at least, you know, he got out and he did what he liked to do, and he played the music he liked to play, and he was where he wanted to be. I don't know, as far as, you know, always entertained the idea of possibly being, you know, a rock star and all that stuff. And yeah, that would be fucking awesome. But sadly, I don't know the right people. I'm not around the right people. So, you know, I settled down. I had a kid, and you know, pretty much wrote that venue of my life off. You know, I still play music. I still record music. I love to, you know, but the reality of things is I just don't have the time or the money or the energy really to do it, because, you know, in between working and taking care of my son and soon to be going back to school here, which actually, that's another side note, I've actually got to go by my school and talk to them, because supposedly there wasn't enough people in the online class for me to actually for them to actually run the class. So I'm losing points for that one. So losing those points kind of makes me think that I'm not sure. It just all depends. I gotta have so many points to be able to continue in my course of study. Gotta have so many course credits. That's what it is. I gotta have so many course credits, and without I think it's at least 6. I have to have at least 6 to be counted as full-time. Well, you're supposed to, I think 12. You have to have 12 to be full-time. You have to be 6 to be part-time, which I was going to just do 6 so I could continue working my regular schedule at my job, or at least somewhat close to it. But with the way things are going, I don't know if I'm going to have to see about going part-time at my job so I can pick up extra course credits, or if they can't work me in just one small, like, student success, you know, class, or something like that, you know, intro to college class or something that'll give me just 1 point to, because I'm supposed to have 6. My 2 classes gave me 3 points apiece, which kept me up to the necessary point to where I'd be part-time, you know. And when they didn't have enough people to do this class, they dropped it back. I had to go. I'm having to go back today after I get done hanging out at 8-Bit World with my buddy for a minute. I'm gonna have to go back to the college, talk to my advisor, and see, because the other class that they offered is only 2 credits, and it's a math class as well, which was the one that I was going to take that they backed out of because there wasn't enough people. It's a math class, but they offer one which is just 1 step below that one, which they say I could actually work in and do the work for the other one and actually have it count as well. But this one, unfortunately, is only 2 credits, so that's the reason I have to see if I can't get 1 more credit somewhere here and there. I don't know. I hope so. I don't want to, you know, back out of my chance of going to college first thing, you know. I mean, I've already pretty much committed to the fact that, you know, I'm going to do it. That's just the means and the time and all that good jazz. But needless to say, this is the small town of Albemarle. I live in a little town not far from it, but as soon as I, you know, get done over here at 8-Bit World, I'm gonna go talk to my advisor, and hopefully everything will go okay. And that henceforth, the reason I want to kind of get out of a small town is I like small towns. I just don't like the fact that there isn't much in the way of availability for actual jobs. There's no thing as, you know, like a real career path, unless, you know, you just prefer doing things like mechanic work, because, you know, mechanics, there's always going to be something there for that. Yeah, hospital work, because there's always, you know, somebody's always going to be hurting themselves. Trust me, I know. And you know, food service, you know, customer service. I don't know that I'm going to be completely able to get away from the customer service aspect of that, especially doing computer engineering, just because, you know, so many people, you know, so the places are probably going to be hiring, you know, for computer techs, and, you know, I'll have to be, you know, possibly going to people's houses, or maybe going to maybe I have a facility I'll go to and I'll do the work there, and then we'll just ship it back to the people. I'm not sure. It really just depends on the availability of the kind of job after I get out. But needless to say, I really hope this stuff for the school doesn't screw up too bad, so I can actually go back. God, am I gonna catch every freaking red light on the face of this planet? Be careful, I might jinx myself. At least it's not too terribly hot yet. A couple guys over there on bikes. Every time I see those guys over there and see bikes like that, I, you know, think of Harley Man. Harley Man. Love that dude's intro. But well, at least it is a pretty day out. It's not too boiling hot yet. It's probably going to get good and warm. I don't know if it's supposed to rain or not, but hopefully I'll at least be able to get the bike home before it decides to rain. Not that I haven't ridden in the rain quite a few times, just not a fan. I don't like to if I don't have to. It'd be different if I was just, you know, it's different if I'm just riding home, you know. If I'm just riding home or something, now, you know, I can go home and bring my socks out at the front door and set my boots upside down. But when you're going into work, you don't want to spend the whole day walking around with your feet squishing. But I just wanted to, I'm not supposed to be in till, you know, about 4 o'clock this evening. I wanted to get a quick vlog in, you know, especially going up here to the, you know, game store right now. You know, like I said, the name of it's 8-Bit World. The guy is a real cool guy, and it's just cool, man, because you go in there and, you know, you remember, at least I remember all the games that I used to, you know, play when I was younger. You know, I walk in there and I see Nintendo. I remember when I'm just a little too young to remember the Ataris. I mean, I played them, but as far as their release, but when the Nintendo came out, my folks came home with one of those. Oh God, it was on. I was this was back in the day of the old video stores, which those are gone to the wayside by now. You know, kids nowadays, you're like, hey, you remember going to the video store? And kids are like, what's that? Oh, you mean the movies? No, not the movies, the video store. You know, where you would go and you would rent said movie and or game. No, but I would, you know, wait with the couple dollars that I had, I would make during the week. You know, my allowance basically is, you know, doing stuff around the house, taking out the trash. You know, if we had a cat or whatever at the time, cleaning litter boxes, sweeping, mopping, mowing the yard, stuff like that. I would get my allowance, and then I would take it to the video store and rent me a new game whenever it was whenever it come along. You know, I was like, you know, whenever Friday was, either Thursdays or Fridays, I would get my allowance, and oh, it was on us. Time to talk Mom into taking me to the video store so I could pick out a game to play or a movie to watch, which I'm not a gigantic movie buff. I watch a little bit of movies, but honestly, not a whole lot. I got that whole attention span thing where, ah, dude, why are you crawling? Now you're turning, that's why. got this whole attention span thing where if get off the road, Jesus. But got this whole attention span thing where if it doesn't require some kind of interaction, my ass is gonna fall asleep. I mean, just point blank. I'm not even gonna lie. My ass will be asleep. Oh, and I just passed it. Open into Burger King here and spin around. But yeah, like I said, I require some kind of interaction, which is kind of sad, but it's true. I'm not even gonna lie. But yeah, it's a small town of Albemarle, North Carolina. Well, hello, Mr. Policeman. No, I'm not doing anything wrong. Stare at me like I'm trying to, though. Ugh. Not a bad person, I swear. Unfortunately, it's being such a small town, there isn't a whole lot to do. But at the same time, if being laid back and just enjoying life is your thing, this isn't a bad place to be. I mean, it isn't a bad place to be at all. Well, it has a little thing that says hangers consignment on it right now, but that's not it. Actually, 8-bit world. Sweet looking little shop he's got going on here. Now, like I said, next time if I get a chance, I'll make sure it's cool with him, and I'll bring in the camera and let you check it out. This is Gargans 5. I'll catch up with y'all later.